So we have some updates here on the NCAA Women's Basketball Scoreboard here for Monday, December 30th, 2024. So we have a few games here today. We had Furman lose by a point to NC Central. Furman has played a lot of road games this season. They've been playing their home games in North Greenville's gym. And really, it was just two games against non-Division One opponents. And then they played in Takerville, in North Greenville. And they played one against USC Upstate. And a lot of these games, they never switched to playing on the road. Or they knew that one when they scheduled them in the summer. So they were playing most of them at home. Except the non-division opponents or in conference. In conference, they're going to be playing in North Greenville, sharing with North Greenville their gym, the men's women's team. But they're scheduling days when North Greenville doesn't play. Or they're playing their games earlier in the day, and then if the men's ones suit up better, they play later, So they're basically playing around North. But anyways, yeah. So Furman fallen NC Central 77-76. Though in Herbert canceled their game. That game is going to be played during the 2025-26 season in the non-conference schedule at a time to be determined. Abilene Christian beats non-division 1 Nelson 87-40. Western Carolina beats Southern Wesleyan 112-53. 64-50 came over Bethune-Cookman. Maryland 82-30 over Haverford. And Wagner Westbury 133-34. Morgan State they are 5-0 at home this season. They beat Mount St. Mary's 72-68. They follow some teams at home. They beat non-division Shepherd, Johns Hopkins on Division 1. Johns Hopkins Division 3. They won. They played close games, so they played against UMBC. They played close, but they played even non-division Johns Hopkins. They played close, except for that, And then they played. But Johns Hopkins is out of Baltimore area, so it's a close game for them. And then you had more. Some of them teams do in the regular season. They play non-division opponents. But they do it as an exhibition for themselves, or they do it as it counts for the Division 1. But the non-division 1 doesn't, exhibition. And then they had 3 of them they beat. And then all their games in the row, they barely beat them. They got some blowouts too, but they played close against Nevada, George Washington. UMBC was close. Well, there's a few that went out of hand, but a lot of them were close games. There's some of them have been close games, decent amount. And then we had LSU Alexandria fell Louisiana Tech non-divisional opponent 86-41. Arizona beat State Survivors Open 73-67. New Hampshire beat Snow 74-57. Snow has 4 wins in the year. And he has one against Utah Tech, a Division 1 opponent. And they beat a non-divisional opponent. Utah Tech is 4-9 there, but they still beat Utah Tech, so it's a Division 1 win for them. they're pretty new Division One though, so they beat Dartmouth, they beat Northeastern. So even though they're like more about the teams on the same level or a little below them, they still beat them, so you can ask for from especially from a new team Division One. Hampton beats Delaware State 64-47. SUNY Geniso falls to Bingman 75-42. Industrial beats on Division Brentford 78-45. St. Mary's over St. Diego 85-75. Newton over Wiley 113-51. Long Beach State over Bethesda 122-40. 88-52. Jacksonville State over Life University. Mercyhurst over non-Division One. Allegheny 71-52. It's Mercyhurst's first season in Division One. So some of their other wins are non-Division One opponents. Yeah, they're blowouts. Except for Xavier. It wasn't a huge blowout, but it was still 15. Youngstown State was 8. But then Cornell was 1. They finished game better though. They beat Allegheny. They both beat Toledo by 4. Mercyhurst by 5. Mount Series by 5. They do have some close games, but yeah. So it's their first season in Division 1. Playing in the NEC conference, so their first season Division 1 in all sports that they have, so yeah. Cornell 76-72 over Siena. Xavier falls to Georgetown 64-47. And JT rolling on 89-60, 62-59 Mercer, Kansas State. 83-41 Northville, Missouri, Oklahoma State. 87-58 Western Iowa, Clark University. Utah survives over Eastern New Mexico 50-48. 65-53 San Francisco Santa Clara. 74-66 Washington State Pacific. 76-72 Oregon State upsets Portland. Portland was 14-1 in that game, and they fall. They lose their first game of the season in a stunning upset. 76-72. And they only played 3 games. And they had to play. And they had some turnovers, so they went to LMU. And they played at home against Pacific. So they did it. And they had to go. Same thing, they played Santa Clara. And then they played Portland. And this time, I think that's because they played so close to, 2 days apart. Yeah. I think that's what might have gone Portland, the fatigue or whatever. But Oregon State had to do that as well. So, and then tomorrow, Indiana Gonzaga 75-54 Pepperdine. And tomorrow on the 31st, there are a few games. We have a few games with non-division 1. Mostly it's non-division 1 opponent games. Like Newberry taking Presbyterian, William WDS over in Southeast Missouri, Leeds McRae, Elon, Greensboro, and NC Greensboro, Mount Olive, and CMT. We also have Penn Ben MESA in Mesa, Arizona. They're actually traveling to Mesa, Arizona. The Benedictine physical education. Benedictine Mesa, maybe? Which is kind of a long ways to travel for a non-division opponent game. But they're playing Arizona State, they did. So they're playing a non-division opponent at home. Like then, alright, so. And maybe it's a game, to like, for their for like their back bench and maybe evaluate their whole team. And then you got There's a couple of Division One opponent teams playing each other. Limon, new to Division One, winless. Limon was competitive in one. They played Bus U. Missile got lit off hand in the second quarter, but Bus U played really competitive with Limon the whole way, pretty much, except for the fourth quarter. Bus U took over. Its Sabrick was close. Pretty much the whole game was pretty close back and forth. For a lot of it, there was just a little lead, but not much. But University of Princeton can beat Limon. And there are some teams that are like in the NEC is not the best one, but that's what conference. I mean, except for Fairleigh Dickinson. Fairleigh Dickinson is like the top tier in the conference. Otherwise, but otherwise, the rest of the conference, is pretty evenly matched. And record-wise, you got 4 wins, 3 wins, so a lot of teams are gonna beat each other. Win, so they should have had some wins in NEC if they can. Hopefully, if they remain winless in conference. Or not conference, I should say. Washington, Illinois. And you got Utah, a Big Ten game. You got Oregon, Northwestern, and Minnesota, Wisconsin. You also have Utah and Arizona for Big 12 game. And then you have an OVC conference game, Morehead State and Southern Indiana. And then New Year's Day, there are not a ton, but there are some. A lot of them are earlier in the day. You have Big Ten games. You have a lot of conference games. Majority of them are conference. There are a few non-conference, but majority of them are conference. You have Big Ten games at Iowa, Penn State. You got MAC games, Ball State, Miami, Ohio, Western Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Bloomington State. You got Big East, UConn, Marquette. You got UCF for West Virginia, the Big 12. Purdue, Michigan State. Southern West. But you got a couple of non-Division One games. Colby, Southern North, and Southern Wesleyan and Furman. This game might not be either. When it's not televised, it might not be a game that counts for a record. It might be an exhibition game for Furman. Maybe. But and then you got Big East, like I said, St. John's Province. You got Cincinnati, Central Michigan, Buffalo. You got Nebraska, USC, Kansas City, Houston. You got the Mountain West, San Diego State, Colorado State. American, you got Sterling with Rice Tulane, Kansas City, Iowa State. And you got Horizon League at night. You got about 3 televised games. You got one FS1, 2 on Big Ten. And there's a lot of games, not a ton, but there's a few. And it's the college football playoff that day, but there are on ESPN. So none of the games, men's or women's, will be televised on the first. Even the men's games, they're on the first. I mean, ESPN Network, so it's always on like EC Network, SC Network. But EC Network will have a bunch, but because they don't have a team in the college football playoff, or otherwise they might do an alt-cast. And you got EC Network. Having a few, and you got ECU Sports Network with some of the conferences they work too. And men's ones, they're trying to do it, but women's, they just like on the first. I mean, they're not rights to the American. Or not. I mean, maybe they could have shown Mountain West game. Yeah, maybe a Big 12 women's game. Yeah, maybe. But I mean, it is what it is.